So hello everyone, like I just said, my name is Marie and I'm about to show you why and how a very special app called Us was born.
I'm gonna go do the dishes. It'd be nice if you help me.
No problem. A little bit late on the street. The street starts.
I don't want to do them later. Let's just do them now. Take 15 minutes.
Oh, I am so exhausted. I just honestly want to relax for a little bit. If I could just sit here, let my food digest, and just try and enjoy the quiet for a little bit. Get some. That's what happens. And we'll be doing the dishes tomorrow.
You know, I don't like waking up to a dirty kitchen. I care, all right? I care. I'm busting my ass all day cleaning this house and then cooking that meal, and I work today. It would be nice if you said thank you and helped me with the dishes.
Fine. You do the damn dishes.
You know what? No, that's not what I want.
You just said that you want me to help you do the dishes.
I want you to want to do the dishes.
Why would I want to do dishes? Why?
See, that's my whole point.
To meet Gary and Annie. We all know Gary and Annie, and most of us have been in a Gary and Annie situation ourselves at some point in our lives. Annie and Gary are in love, however, as time goes by, tensions start to arise and frustrations set in. Unfortunately, this is a very common situation which can have a devastating consequences. So much so that 30% of marriages end up in divorce. And this is just in Australia. But some other countries like the United States, for example, can go as high as 50% of divorce rate. And even more alarming is the rate of divorce in second marriages, which is 60%. Even if you're not getting a divorce, things are not necessarily all rainbows and unicorns. Around 40% of people feel dissatisfied in their relationship at some point. On the other hand, getting it right seems important since 71% of singles are more interested in long-term relationships now than before the pandemic. So why do relationships fail? While several reasons can contribute to relationships breakups, talking to divorce professionals highlights the fact that one of the main, if not the number one reason relationships fail is communication problems. And often other reasons are also rooted in poor communication. So now that we've identified the problem, how might we create a product so that couples improve the quality of their relationship through improved communication with the goal of nurturing partnerships and minimizing misunderstandings, frustrations, and ultimately separation? So I first started with some user research and interviews that gave me a lot of further insight into people's struggles behind closed doors and what makes them tick. It's not really a topic people talk openly about with their friends, so this was really valuable. A few points that came up frequently were the need to be really understood and heard by a partner, the difficulties to bring up tough subjects, the importance of celebrating and checking in on the relationship. So to give you a bit of a better picture, let's say a typical user would be Gary, a 38-year-old male. Gary is in a dysfunctional relationship and he feels that he doesn't understand what his partner really wants from him. And when he tries to say something, he doesn't feel heard. It's like his partner is shutting him down. He's generally open to tips and advice on how to fix the situation. Gary needs to be valued and heard in a safe way. However, in his dysfunctional relationship, he feels misunderstood and doesn't seem to be able to bring his point across. He also doesn't seem to figure out what his partner wants exactly. As a result, Gary starts arguing and eventually withdrawing and losing his confidence. He sometimes confides in a friend or a therapist. So armed with all these new findings, I excitedly started to design a first prototype for an app idea and thought this was the best thing since sliced bread. That is, until user testing started.
Yeah, that confuses me.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I didn't catch on to that at all.
On a website, yes. On an app, no.
It tells me half the story, but it doesn't tell me the whole story.
But that doesn't really make any sense.
That should come to me. I don't have to find that.
Generally, no.
So following user testing, I took on board all the valuable feedback and made many changes to make the app less confusing, more appealing, and more personalized. So before we begin some more in-depth demonstration, it's important to note that the app requires connecting two people to make the best of its potential. And so a key feature is to set up the app early on so that it knows as much about each person as soon as possible. This needs to be done in 2 steps. The first step is to complete the love language quiz, which determines your personality type and preferences when it comes to love and relationships. And because the love language quiz is only one part of the puzzle, the second step is to manually enter your preferences. This way, the app can have a better picture of your preferences and expectations. So as we've established, the app covers 2 aspects of relationship management. The first aspect is preventative. That is to make sure that the couple maintains a fulfilling relationship before issues arise. And the second aspect is crisis management if issues do arise. So the first purpose of the app is to help maintain what is already working. Annie and Gary are happy and they want to keep it that way. So there are 4 ways they can keep those strong connection going. The first thing they can do is set goals. Goals are activities they can choose to increase one or both partner satisfaction. And if they're short of ideas, they can even go to a goal ideas library. Another thing they can do is add important dates and events in their private couple calendar. There are reminders and countdowns to help anticipate and make sure nothing is forgotten. A useful feature of the calendar is that it links to an ideas library if you need some help with finding ideas for gifts or activity to celebrate. Gary can access Annie's list or pick from the app suggestions. And finally, the app contains many message templates and memes to send some love notes and funny pictures throughout the day. So once the app gets to know the couple really well, it becomes a well-oiled machine that is really clever at reminding Annie and Gary of what they need to do together or separately. And on top of that, the app will make sure to check daily on how each person is feeling about the relationship. This actually leads me to the next feature, which is measuring the relationship health. This is meant to add a playful aspect to the whole experience. Basically, your daily mood combined with the number of goals achieved will contribute to increase your relationship health score. So despite of all of these conflicts are, of course, inevitable. However, it's all about how couples navigate them. The US app offers 2 features that can be very helpful. The first one is the communication library. This one. It features message templates based on popular topics, and they're written in a way that conveys feelings in a non-threatening way, a way that will make the other partner more receptive to it. And the second one is an audio guided therapy session. Again, there are many topics to choose from, and a pre-recorded voice of a therapist will guide the couple through a communication session, prompting the couple with the right questions to ask each other. As a result, I'm confident that the US app is a useful tool to maintain harmonious relationships and manage conflicts in a respectful and non-threatening way, which partners will be more receptive to.
I'm willing to try to do things differently. And I'd be happy to go to a dance class. I would, honestly, I would like to go do that or go travel. And I'd even be willing to go to the ballet, although I would much rather do the dance class or take a trip somewhere. But I realize that's not the point. I realize that that point isn't that at all, because it's not really about doing things that you love to do always, but it is about doing things with the person that you love. And I love you.
Thank you everyone for listening.